This is a download from Channel 4. To find out more, go to channel4radio.com.
Previously on Lost.
2 players, 2 sides. One is light, one is dark. Do you want to know a secret? What if everything that happened here happened for a reason?
We can't live together. We're gonna die alone.
I thought I heard whispering.
We're not the only people on this island, and we all know it.
We have only 3 choices. Run, hide, or die.
Do you think we're being punished?
Every 108 minutes, the button must be pushed.
Guys, where are we?
Hello and welcome back into the hatch of UK Lost. I'm Ian Lee, and along with my panel of Lost obsessives, we'll be analysing, deconstructing and fiercely debating every aspect of episode 9, and I may even occasionally mention my growing infatuation with the gorgeous sun. Once again, you could be the lucky winner of some very impressive Lost merchandise, and maybe even find yourself in the draw for the exclusive bunker of Lost prizes. We'll also be giving you a sneaky preview of next week's show. I'll be bestowing on one panellist the honour of Geek of the Week, and we'll be taking a look at your own Lost theories and laughing at the ones that are rubbish. So if you've just watched episode 9, or even if you've missed it, and shame on you, close that hatch door behind you as we bring you UK Lost from Channel 4 Radio. Let's start by introducing this week's panellists. He's come back, I don't know why, it's Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
The question this week is, if you could wish one flashback character onto the island, who would you bring back?
Hard question. I like Hurley's friend, the guy from Road Trip. Quite, bit of comic relief on the island.
They're good fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
Janine is here. Janine.
Hi again.
Oh, you sound a little bit nervous this week.
Oh, I'm scared of Tom.
Yeah, so am I. I'm worried.
All right, you too.
He's brought a notebook with him this week.
Well,
I know.
I've made mistakes in the past, and I've picked them up. But,
okay. If you could wish one flashback character onto the island, Janine, who would you have?
Well, I've been thinking about it. It might be interesting to get the rest of Charlie's band on the island. Have a bit of a rock out on the beach.
A little bit of you all everybody.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of light relief.
And you're probably aware of the official Channel 4 Lost blog written by the mysterious other girl. We tried to get her here today, but she wouldn't come. Instead, she sent Sasha. Hello, Sasha.
Hello.
Sasha, what is the official Channel 4 Lost blog for those idiots out there who don't know?
It's basically it's a place to go online where fans of the show can go and talk about the whole Lost Online experience. So finding out more about the mysterious Hanso Foundation, the Dharma Initiative, and we just give you clues and help you through.
Does she write this herself, or does this... I don't know, what's her name? I can't just keep calling her the other girl, can I?
We don't know her name. She won't tell.
Mysterious, I like that in a woman. I find that very sexy. But we do not see the picture. She could be ugly. I've got no idea at all. And anyone can go on it. It's on the Channel 4 website, is it?
Absolutely. channel4.com/lost.
And how often is it updated?
Every day.
Fantastic. I should be checking that out. OK, the episode we've just seen, episode 9, What Kate Did. Let's have a little summary of some of the things that have happened in it. There's the unexpected appearances of animals. That's happening again. This time it's a huge black horse, which Kate sees in her forest. It's her flashback this week, and it begins with her putting a drunk man to bed, then leaving on a motorbike, while behind her the house explodes. She then finds her mother and gives her an insurance policy on the house that she's taken out in her mum's name.
Catherine, what did you do?
I took care of you, Mom. I gotta go. You're not gonna see me for a while.
Catherine, what did you do? Catherine!
We also see her being arrested by the marshal and the car he's taking her in swerving off the road and then crashing. The marshal is knocked out and Kate pushes him out of the car and drives off. As she's doing this, she sees why the car swerved. There's a huge black horse standing there. In the final flashback scene, she visits her dad, an army sergeant, and we find out that Wayne, the guy she's blown up, is actually her real father.
Why didn't you tell me that Wayne was my father?
Why?
Well, I didn't tell you because I knew you'd kill him. And your mother
loved him. You were 5 years old. I wanted to take you along with me. She wouldn't let me.
So why didn't you kill him?
Because I don't have murder in my heart.
Meanwhile, back on the island, we have the tearjerker of Shannon's funeral, and Sawyer is still ill and delirious. We hear him whisper, I love her, while Jack is taking care of him. And when Kate is on nurse duty, he starts to stir and whisper, then opens his eyes and grabs her throat.
Why did you kill me?
Kate seems to think that Wayne has taken over Sawyer's body, and we later hear her telling him why she killed him.
I'm probably crazy. And this doesn't matter, but maybe you're in there somehow. And you asked me a question. You asked me why I did it. It wasn't because you drove my father away, or the way you looked at me, or because you beat her. It's because I hated that you were a part of me. That I would never be good.
Sawyer comes round saying, who the hell is Wayne? It's quite a good impression. She helps him outside, and they both see the black horse. Also in this episode, we finally get to hear Locke and Mr. Echo exchanging more than just pleasantries.
Hello. I have something I think you should see. If you don't mind, I will begin at the beginning. Long before Christ, the king of Judah was a man named Josiah.
Boy, when you say beginning, you mean beginning.
Mr. Echo tells the story of Josiah and shows Locke the Bible he found in the other hatch, which has the missing bit of the Dharma film. They watch it, and we see Dr. Marvin Candle warning that the computer should not be used for communicating with the outside world. In excellent timely fashion, in the final scene, Michael sees the word hello flash up on the computer screen. He types hello back and is asked, who is this? He responds, Michael, and then a few seconds later, the word dad appears. Fantastic. OK, we'll talk about the computer bit in a little bit. That was one of the most exciting bits for me. Kate, though, it's her flashback. Tom, what do you feel about Kate now? We learn a little bit more about her, don't we?
She's not that bad. People think that she's got this big dark past, but
she blew a man up.
She blew
Tom.
a man up.
That's quite dark.
It is quite dark, but she did it for a reason. He wasn't a very nice guy.
It was a self-made reason, because she had sort of thought that he would make her evil. I mean,
stop you there, though.
But he hadn't done anything. She said he hadn't touched
You can't stop Janine, Tom, while she's on the roll.
All I'm going to say, though, is that if you're in the same situation with, a grotty old man that you've got to live with, you'd probably blow him up too.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
I would move out, Tom. I would not.
Yeah.
You're condoning murder, dramatic murder, but you're condoning it.
I'd be getting a job in the diner.
Yeah.
A little trailer. That'd be fine.
Sasha, Kate's quite well spoken, considering her mum and her dad, isn't she?
You wouldn't think she was from a trailer trash background, would you?
Right, it's all a little bit suspicious there. There's the kiss with Jack. What the hell's that all about? That kind of comes from nowhere.
I have to say, when I saw that kiss, I thought she was having a vision of someone else in front of her, an ex-boyfriend or somebody else, because when she staggered backwards, it looked to me like she'd had another one of those episodes where she'd seen somebody else in front of her rather than Jack.
You really think that she was having a vision, that it was another boyfriend? I thought, I've studied psychology A-level, I think I know what I'm talking about. She's all a bit upset, I'm a bit upset, fighting, don't touch me, give us a kiss.
It's that internal battle thing. You want to, but you shouldn't, but you do anyway. And
It happens in an Elvis film as well.
I think that...
It's true. It's true. I saw it the other day. This woman struggling, and Elvis kisses her.
Frankie and Johnny.
I think it might be, yeah.
Going into geek mode again.
Sorry.
Going into geek mode. When did you leave it, Tom?
5 minutes ago.
Okay, fine. Go on.
Basically, Kate, the whole Sawyer and Jack thing, we find out in the episode that she thinks, or every time she sees Sawyer, that she sees this Wayne guy that she blew up.
Yeah.
So maybe she'd just given in and gone, he's obviously not a nice guy, I'll just...
But yeah, I'm slightly confused with the Sawyer. When Sawyer grabs Kate's throat, this is very serious. Let's not mess around. He's grabbing her throat. Is he being Sawyer, being a bit delirious, or is he channeling the spirit of Wayne? I thought that was supposed to be Wayne.
I think that's probably what we're supposed to sort of have this question in our minds when we're watching it. But I think Sawyer delusional. He's never been the most stable of characters. He's a bit feverish, I'm not sure why he would be trying to grab Kate's throat of anyone specific, but we don't know whether when he said he loves her he was talking about Kate,
because he says he loves her
but he doesn't say
Jack.
Who, he says her, and we all presume it's Kate, but it's probably not, and we might find out that it's
so am I the
else.
only person then that thinks it's Wayne has possessed Sawyer's body?
Yes,
Sasha, you...
I think it's all in Kate's mind. I don't
What?
think Wayne
Yes.
is present on the island at all. I think that the island does funny things to people, and she's clearly having a few guilt issues about the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Murdering people left, right, and centre, including her actual father. And
Hang
she
on
just
a minute,
freaks
though.
out.
Jack has seen his dead father on the island.
We don't know that though. We
saw it happen in series 1.
But it was on television. It might not have actually. It could have been in his mind. That's all I'm trying to put across there. That not everything we see on the island could be tangible and physical.
Excuse me. Okay, well, there you go. I think you're all wrong, but that's quite incredible. What about the horse? Do they see the horse?
They see the horse, yeah. And it is a physical and tangible
Well,
sort of horse.
again, I'm a bit confused about the horse because I thought the horse was some kind of black
It's very Freudian.
What's a horse in Freudian?
I'm not sure, but it's got to be Freudian. It's a
I'm
big
thinking,
black horse.
It'll be phallic.
about like black dog and all that kind of thing, but is a big kind of black animal symbolic of guilt or depression or something.
But it's
like
not the
that.
first time, is it, that a spooky animal has turned up? Because Sawyer had that boar that was the bloke he'd killed. We accept that as facts, don't we, Tom?
I guess so.
So you accept the fact that a boar can be a man that someone has shot, but you can't accept anything else that I'm giving you today. What?
Yeah. No, I do, yeah. I accept,
Wow.
yeah.
I think I've just seen a geek meltdown.
I know.
Your
My mind is
has been
slowly
blown.
unravelling.
Okay, so they see the horse. And the horse is symbolic of anything, or
I think it's kind of Kate's saviour. If you think about, the bit in her flashback where the horse kind of walks in front of the car, she manages to escape.
So the horse is a good omen.
Maybe it is, yeah.
But then, is it because there's this thing the theme we keep returning back to is the black and white theme. That black is inherently evil and that white is kind of good. Because there's the polar bear
That's
as well,
what I
isn't
was
it?
going to say. A
Well,
polar bear good,
Yeah.
horse bad.
But the polar bear was quite scary, and it was going to eat people. That's not very good. That's quite bad.
But a lot of the time in Lost, the things that you think are scary actually turn out to be good.
Now, one thing I noticed about the horse, there's the scene when Sawyer and Kate are looking at the horse, and the horse is standing there nodding its head. If you look very carefully, to the right of the screen, you see a gloved hand making a circular motion, almost as if it's telling the horse, it's the horse's trainer. What's that doing there?
Big mistake. I like that, though.
Is it a mistake, or is it...
Is it part of
Is
the
it a big
mystery?
clue? Is it Alvo Hanso, or whatever he's called? Is that
With his horse that he's trained to freak the people on the island out?
It's good to spot these things. It's disappointing, but as far as I'm aware, that's the only deliberate mistake that there is, yeah.
They must have noticed that. You can't be editing an episode of Lost and see that in, not see that in there.
Which means it might be deliberate.
Maybe it is a clue.
OK, we'll come back to talking about episode 9 in a few minutes, but first let me remind you of our competition where 3 people can win a Lost t-shirt and goodies. One of those people will go into the draw for the bunker of Lost prizes, some signed by the cast. This week's question is, what is the name of the US Marshal that captures Kate? Is it A, Tom Brennan? Is it B, Henry Ruddick? Or is it C, Edward Mars? Call 09011 111 080, leaving your answer, your name and your daytime telephone number. Calls cost 25 pence a minute. Or you can text LOST, then your answer to 83188. 25 pence a text. OK, just to let you know, Damon Lindelof, one of the creators of Lost, will be appearing on UK Lost in a few weeks. If you've got any questions you want to put to him, you can email them to us at uklost@channel4.com. Still to come, your Lost theories, our Geek of the Week, an exclusive preview of episode 10, and find out how you could be down the hatch with me next week. You're listening to UK Lost from Channel 4 Radio. We see a lot of the computer in the computer room, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I know, I'm a big fan.
It looks cool. Michael uses the brilliant phrase, it's a nice bit of hardware, or something like that, along those lines. Good bit of kit you got there.
I think he's a bit of a fan of hardware.
He is, isn't he?
He knows his stuff.
And he's going around looking at all the wires.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we think it's potentially Walt typing a message. There's a strange bleeping we've not heard before.
Yeah. We don't know, though, that it is Walt. We're guessing that it... By, the way it's written...
Tasha's saying rubbish.
How can it be Walt? How on earth has Walt suddenly got access to a computer?
Well, we don't know that because we don't know where he is.
Maybe the others have got another bunker, you don't know.
Yeah.
God, there's lots of things.
Have the others got another bunker?
But they must do to have a computer, and they must be living somewhere. Why not? We've seen 2 bunkers already. Why not? Why can't there be another one?
You think that there are more bunkers on the island, and that the others have got them, and
yeah.
Or there's another potential, completely different location, which is connected by the wonder of computers to the island. The Darren Minister film mentions, "Don't use the computer for anything else." or there'll be another incident.
Indeed.
Do we know any ideas what this incident
what's the
thing
incident?
is? Yeah.
Don't know, but there's some blast doors that Michael found.
Yeah, Michael. How come no one's noticed those thick 7-inch steel doors before? You know, you'd think you'd spot that.
They don't look up. I don't know. They were important. I think they're integral to how the bunker works. They must be.
I think possibly there's just too much to look at, and then Michael coming in a bit later when the kind of the Fauroras died down.
And he's the
a bit.
architectural expert as well, so he's the most likely person to notice something like that.
He is going to spot that. I, of course, you know my theory on how Walt could be typing to them.
Yeah.
He's connected to a brain computer.
Oh yeah, driving the island.
The brain computer theory. Brilliant.
Well, he does have special powers.
Thank you, you see, and they've harnessed that power via a brain computer. I'll explain my theory later on again. It's not really changed from last week, and I think you're all going to owe me money. We get the missing section of the film that is in the bunker. Why would someone cut a bit of the film out, Sasha, do you think?
To mess with their minds. I thought that was probably, for me, one of the most interesting bits of the whole episode, because that section of film and the way that Mr. Echo talks about it implies to me that they've got two separate bunkers and they're telling people, on the one hand, not to use the computer to communicate with the outside world and just to simply input the numbers, and yet at the same time, on the opposite side of the island, there's a bunker with a Bible, and they say that you should beware of people in the other bunker trying to influence your opinion.
The outside world, is that outside the island or just outside the bunker?
Was anyone else a little bit disappointed with the missing bit of the film?
I was really disappointed.
I thought it was a bit rubbish.
I thought we would get something a bit more mysterious.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good twist.
I mean, I just think that maybe because you're so desperate to get the numbers in because you're panicked about what's going to happen if you don't, that you wouldn't even cross your mind to start trying to contact someone outside.
Well, and you can't use the computer at any other point anyway.
That's what I mean. So the bit sort of saying that you can't do it only makes you think, oh, I'm going to do it.
But Tom, you were excited by the missing piece of film.
I do. I love bits like that. The little, hidden mysteries, secrets all coming together.
But I don't think anything hidden was revealed. I really
agree.
Thought there was no revelation in that bit. It was a real genuine letdown.
I think it builds up the bit with Michael. He's working out, how all the computers work, and then they've just watched the film, and then coincidentally...
the only thing that could be is the incident, because you would still be excited and interested about the fact that Michael was getting a message, even if you hadn't heard not to.
The incident, I would guess, involves the blast doors, that there is some... nuclear strike. There's some bomb, I guess, is what what is it Michael said, that these doors would stop an explosion?
Yeah, and there's down under the walkways, Saeed's down there and he says, they're covered up with concrete. Last time I saw this was in Chernobyl, indicating that he may have been to Chernobyl. I don't know.
Yeah, that's odd.
That's a bit strange, that one.
I don't think it was only me that was disappointed with the film, because Locke looks really...
He was shocked at first when Mr. Eco pulled it out. It was brilliant.
He was shocked when the film comes out, but he was like, "Oh, wicked! We'll have a bit of this. Very nice, little bit of home movie action." But then when he sees it, he's like, "Oh well, that was it, really. A little bit rubbish."
Yeah, maybe because he knows that he actually can't use the computer anyway, because he's tried typing in. That he's just pointing out the obvious.
Echo tells the story of Josiah, which I'm not that familiar with, I'll be honest. My Old Testament knowledge is slightly rusty. But it's all about people worshipping false gods, rebuilding of the old temple with the Old Testament that they found. It's that whole theme of religion again going on.
And also like that whole redemption theme and how these people here to repopulate the world and things, which we were talking about last week or the week before.
Yeah, you can kind of look a lot into that. And I was watching it, I kind of thought that, rebuilding the temple, for what I can see from that bunker, things aren't, something's definitely happened there. It's abandoned and, maybe they're trying to rebuild whatever was going on there. That's the kind of parallel I saw with that story. Kind of, they've found their book of law with the, which maybe could be the orientation video, and they're kind of, it's telling them what
You're
to
saying
do.
the orientation video is as significant as the Old Testament?
Wow.
I wouldn't go that
in terms
far.
of the islands, in terms of starting something on the islands.
Definitely, and that is kind of what they should be looking at.
There's the brilliant line, isn't there, when Echo says, "Don't mistake coincidence for fate," when Locke is marvelling at the piece of film, implying that they're all meant to be there. This is all written somewhere, and this is all supposed to happen.
I keep thinking of man of science, man of faith, and that one side of the island's is being encouraged towards being very scientific and rigorous and entering numbers and being very precise and collecting data, and the other side has got a Bible and it's more faith-based, and both sides are trying to play off against each other, because that bit of the orientation video, doesn't it say, the missing bit, that the other side may try to persuade you to enter more than just the numbers? but you mustn't do this. You mustn't try and communicate.
Does that come up in the film?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember. Is it not?
No.
Did I just make that bit up
Yeah, you
entirely?
Wow.
It was really good up to then.
I know. It would have been a good plot, actually. I would have liked that.
Yeah,
one,
maybe that's where they should have gone. Never mind. Still to come, we get your Lost theories, also our Geek of the Week, and an exclusive preview of episode 10, and find out how you could be down the hatch with me next week.
Since the dawn of time, man has been curious, imagining all that is possible. The Hanzo Foundation, reaching out to a better tomorrow. Discover the experience for yourself. Go to thehanzofoundation.org.
This is UK Lost on Channel 4 Radio. I'm Ian Lee, and it's time to put on our horn-rimmed spectacles and take a closer look at what is actually happening on the island. Every week we'll assess 3 theories that have been sent in and award each a mark out of 10 for plausibility. You can see them on our leaderboard at channel4.com/lost. OK, theory number 1 I have on a piece of paper. It's the Garden of Eden theory, suggested by Benji. Benji says, I'm starting to think the whole thing revolves around religion. The island is the Garden of Eden, and God wants to start over again, so causes the plane to crash there. When they find the skeletons in the cave in Series 1, Locke says, our very own Adam and Eve. So you could see Locke as the snake leading Jack and Kate, Adam and Eve, to find and open the hatch, the forbidden fruit. The black rock is Noah's Ark, that's that boat thing, isn't it? Which makes sense as it's in the middle of the island and would also explain the polar bear. Claire's baby is the baby Jesus, apologies if we're offending anybody here, which would explain why the others wanted him so much. And Aaron was the name of Moses' brother. Who wants to dive in and rip this one to pieces?
It's well thought out.
I think we have to tread very carefully here.
It's detailed.
You don't have to patronise Benji. You can tell him if you think it's rubbish. Well, we were just mentioning, weren't we, that the Bible and there's possibly some...
God crashing a plane, Noah's Ark.
Do you know, I quite like it as a theory.
God could do a controlled explosion on a plane, easily.
God couldn't even do it. That's rubbish. Stop. Wow. Don't bring up that again, please. It makes me angry.
I think there's something in it, but I don't think it's an actual... I wouldn't take the religious symbolism in Lost literally.
Yeah.
I think it's just symbolism, isn't it? And symbolic.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So, Benji, we're not impressed. We'll give it marks out of 10 at the end. Theory 2, the subconscious theory suggested by Kate Regan. Her theory is, the island is a secret human test laboratory which alters the subconscious. They tested it first on animals, which explains the polar bear and boar, etc. The plane crash never happened. It was planted into their brains. None of their life stories ever happened either. They are transmitted memories. Oh dear. There appears to be some crossovers between their flashbacks, like Sawyer having a drink in a bar with Jack's father. And this is interference from each other's transmissions. I'm going to do it to the end. I'm going to do this one to the end. The others take the children as they have a different subconsciousness, so they are not affected. We've never had a child's flashback. They are carrying out these experiments to find ways to prolong life and perform selective breeding. Sasha, anything you want to say on this nonsense?
Oh, I was with you up to about the second word there, about it being an experiment, and then I got a bit lost. Collective subconsciousness and, none of them actually being real and transmitted memories. No, it's all science fiction rubbish.
Well, you say that, wasn't it Jung, who we all have a collective consciousness that we... Again, it's my A-level psychology. I'll leave it there. Janine, what do you think?
I think it's a load of rubbish. But I prefer the theories that are slightly more off the wall. They make life more interesting for us.
The polar bear, that thing, it's tested first on animals, which explain the polar bear and boar. Well, you'd find wild boar there, and the polar bear have been explained because Walt is a psychic genius.
That's going back to your mind. Yeah. I'm going to have to disagree with you there.
I thought that was taken as fact. What do you think to this theory, Tom?
It's all right.
Interesting. OK. We'll leave it on that sound, I think. Theory number 3 is the Never Never Land theory, suggested by Meatballs.
I like this one already.
Thank you, Meatballs. I'm going with the idea that the island is Never Never Land. Yeah, that's where Michael Jackson lives, isn't it? There are some big clues pointing this way. In the book, Michael Darling takes a teddy bear everywhere with him, and we see a teddy bear on the island. Captain Hook's pirate ship was called Black Rock, and the others are the Lost Boys. The castaways are being given another chance to be young again and not have to grow up, i.e. start again. This doesn't really explain the numbers or the hatches, but I'm working on that. This is brilliant.
I think this is brilliant.
No, this is great. I'm working on that, so we'll get back to you soon.
Oh, please do. I love that.
Absolutely.
I think that's fantastic.
I want meatballs.
That's my favourite theory so
With me
far.
and my geek hat
Meatballs
on, I have
wins.
to say that is a complete load of rubbish, but it is very funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, well, let's give these marks out of 10, shall we, for plausibility, and let's include imagination. The Garden of Eden theory, what do we reckon to that? That's the one saying it's a whole Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve.
Did you get some points first?
It's a religion. It's a middle thing. Middling, about 5, 4, 5.
5, okay, we're giving that 5 out of 10. Shame on you, Benji. Theory 2, the subconscious theory by Kate Regan.
Slightly more imaginative, slightly.
I found it hard to follow.
I think it's guff. Just absolute guff.
2.
3.
We'll say 3. And I want to give Meatballs 10.
I think that's brilliant.
I don't think we can give it 10.
I don't think we're allowed to give it 10.
I don't think we can actually give it a mark until we've heard the rest of it.
Yeah, Meatballs, get Meatballs. We're gonna give you 0 at the moment, but that could go up if you get back in touch with us. It is harsh, isn't it? But he's
explain those numbers, and you could be heading for a 10.
I think he's only allowed to use the computer once a week where he is. So. Fingers crossed the medical team will let him come back on. Thank you, Meatballs. If you'd like your own theory discussed next week, then you can email us at uklost@channel4.com. Be warned, though, we will laugh at you if it's absolute rubbish. You're listening to UK Lost on Channel 4 Radio. My name's Iain Lee. I'm joined by Tom, Janine and Sasha. Sasha, just tell us a bit more about this other girl.
Other Girl is the UK blogger who writes on channel4.com/lost, and her mission is to uncover the truth about the Hanso Foundation, the Dharma Initiative, and just guide people through the mysteries of the lost experience.
Where does she get all her information from? Has she got inside contacts?
She has inside contacts.
Well, go on then, Sasha. Give us some secrets that we may have picked up from the other girl.
Okay, well, I can tell you that if you are to go onto the Hanso Foundation website, there is a hacker there called Persephone. We know her name's Persephone by now, and she basically tells us things by breaking through into their website and giving us clues about people on the board of directors, the executives, these people who set themselves up as the Hanso execs, who sit on the board and are supposedly trying to work on projects for the Hanso Foundation.
Don't you need secret passwords to get?
You do need passwords. She gets those through to us in a variety of ways. You have to look on the website very, very carefully, which is where the UK blog comes in, and we try and help you through by giving you ideas as to how to get hold of them.
I worked out that one of them is Inmate Asylum.
Ooh, that's very good.
See, I'm very clever. OK, brilliant. Thanks very much for that. It's time now, though, for the geek in all of us to shine. If you have a rather anal attention to detail in Lost, you're no longer alone. My 3 panellists have also watched this week's episode with one hand hovering over the pause button and the other holding a fine tooth comb, and will now compete with their obscure observations to be Lost Geek of the Week. OK, let's start with you, Janine. What have you managed to find?
Well, being a country music fan, I have noticed a Patsy Cline theme this week. When she's in the bunker with Sawyer, she's playing Walking After Midnight, and then if you think back to season 1, when she's having her flashback in the car with Farmer Ray, the Patsy Cline song Leaving on Your Mind is playing. And Patsy Cline, as we all know, died in a plane crash.
As we all know, of course, she did die.
I didn't know that.
Well, you should know that. Excellent stuff, good work there. Sasha, what have you spotted?
I spotted in today's episode that when Mr. Echo is telling Locke the story of Josiah and he gives him the Bible that they found in the other bunker, Locke opens it at page 2 of Chronicles, chapter 6. And actually, if you know your Old Testament, which naturally I do, it's a chapter about the building of a temple.
That's literally blown my mind. That's an amazing fact that you've given me. OK, and Tom, you can't beat that, Tom, can you?
Well, OK, prepare yourselves. This is one of those great pause button moments when you go into when Kate was going to meet her father, well, her pretend father, the army guy in the army.
The guy she believed was her father.
Well, in the background, if you're watching on the television screen in the TV in the corner, you can actually see Saeed. Yep, Saeed.
I must admit, I spotted that on my second viewing. I didn't get it the first time around, but it's some kind of training video or something.
I don't know.
I guess.
It looks like he's been handcuffed. I think he's under arrest or something. That's what I got from that.
I love those tiny little crossovers, which I miss most of the time. First time round, I have to give a second viewing. Tom, it's good, but it's not good enough, I'm afraid. Janine? That was really rubbish. What are you talking about? Patsy Cline? Who gives a stuff about that? Sasha, your Geek of the Week. Well done. Excellent
Thank you.
stuff there.
Biblical knowledge, see?
Biblical knowledge will win through to the end. Maybe. Now, if you think you are as dedicated a Lost fan as Tom, Janine and Sasha and would like to join us down the hatch next week, getting your teeth into episode 10, email me now at uklost@channel4.com. Of course, I've mentioned my theory. Sasha, you may not be aware of this theory, but I believe that the island is being controlled by Walt, who is connected to a brain computer.
Here we go.
Which, steady now, which it means he's got probes in his brain and all over his body. He'll be attached to a table somewhere. They're harnessing his obvious psychic ability to control, manipulate, and run the island. At times, he is able to escape the stuff they've got him to do and go off and warn people. For example, he warned Shannon that she was going to get shot. Well, he led her to the shooting. That was a little bit bad. And he can also speak to the computer that's down the hatch. Hence, he's spoken to Michael. What do you think about that?
I'm quite stunned,
It's good,
actually.
isn't it?
It's like he's what? Like a sort of non-corporeal manifestation.
What?
You what?
Wow. And
that
means what I've just said, does it?
Yeah.
That means I can save 3 minutes next week. He's a non-corporeal manifestation. I can't say it at all. In just a short time, we're going to have a sneak preview of what happens in episode 10. But don't forget, we've got our exclusive Lost competition where 3 people will win Lost T-shirt and goodies. One of those will go into the draw for the big prize bunker of Lost stuff. This week's question: what is the name of the US Marshal that captures Kate? Is it A, Tom Brennan, B, Henry Ruddick, or is it C, Edward Mars? You can text LOST, then your answer to 83188, 25 pence a text, or you can call 09011 111 080, leaving your answer, your name, and your daytime telephone number. Calls cost 25 pence a minute. That's nearly all from us for this week, but as promised, we won't leave you without a small taster from episode 10. In this clip, Charlie and Mr. Echo are in the forest.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. What the bloody hell did you do?
I did nothing.
Most people, when they see a creature made of swirling black smoke, they run.
I was not afraid of it.
Mr. Echo there, hard as nails. We'll be back next week with a full interrogation into this black smoke, your own intriguing Lost theories, and another chance to win the big bunker of prizes. In the meantime, you can share your own thoughts on Lost at the Channel 4 forum, which is at channel4.com/Lost. And of course, watch it on Channel 4 Tuesday at 10 p.m, then straight after on E4. Thanks to my panellists, Tom, Sasha, and Janine, and make sure you join us next week down the hatch. I'm Iain Lee, and remember, the button is bad.
You've been listening to a download from Channel 4. To find more downloads like this, go to channel4radio.com.